Oh no, my camera is not working, but hello, good morning. Welcome back to another Lord of the Rings. I'm going to fix my camera because I'm over there looking at my computer. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, it's still not working. Well, that's not good. Um, I'll be right back. Okay. Everything's moving. Hello and welcome back to another Lord of the Rings live stream today. We are starting the Return of the King saga box, meaning that we're playing through the events of the Return of the King book from Tolkien using characters and everything from the story. So I love the saga boxes. I am so excited to dive in here. So there are a couple of things. Hey, Jared. There are a couple of things that are special with these, including like we get to play with Aragorn here. So we get Aragorn, who's a 0 threat 2/3/2/5, and when he has an artifact attachment, he gains Sentinel and does not exhaust a quest. And so stuff like that is just like really cool. And then we are going to be using the heroes that we got in this box because they look insane, and so I'm really very much looking forward uh, to trying those new heroes out. And so let's just take a look at those, and then we will that's going to generate two heroes, and then we'll figure out our last hero. Um, but the first hero is the new and I don't know if improved, but the new Baragond. The new Baragond is a 10 threat spirit 0144 Sentinel. After he defends against an attack and takes no damage, reduce the defending player's threat by 1. So Baragond is new to us, and so is one of the most incredible heroes we've seen this entire game is Eowyn. Eowyn is a 9 threat 4113. Setup, reduce your threat by 3. That seems kind of crazy. And I'm actually kind of curious if maybe one of y'all can help me with this. Do hero setups work before scenario setups? I think so. Because this says that we're attaching overcome by fear to our threat dial and our threat cannot be reduced, but I believe that happens after the setup here, but I could be wrong. But setup reduce your threat by 3, we may or may not get that. And then as an action, we can raise our threat by 3 to ready Eowyn. She gets +9 attack until the end of the phase. Limit once per game for the group. And then we've got Aragorn. So this is 75% of our lineup that we are going to be running today. Part of me kind of wants to run into leadership, mainly because we got a lot of fun toys for Aragorn in leadership with like Sword That Was Broken, the Celebrian Stone, all of that stuff that will also, give Aragorn the other spirit icons. Player setup is first. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Appreciate it. And so we get all of those toys with leadership. We could go Biosphere and go like dual spirit or something like that, or dual tactics. Lore feels good too, but I think we're just gonna go with leadership. We go Gimli. Well, if you're running Gimli, you kind of want to run Legolas too. So maybe not. We could go with Boromir. Um, or you go off theme and go Sam. Go Denethor. We have a fairly strong starting quest with like 6 here, but we could also look to improve that a little bit. Prince Armorthrill. But I think we're going to be using Baragon to do a lot of our defending, so I don't know how often we're going to have a character leave play. Go Khalil. Maybe we're not going to go with leadership. Let's look at lore and see what we could trap it. I'm just here to get some point. welcome, welcome. Okay, so we could go with hmm. We could go Treebeard for fun. Faramir. Go Lord Denethor. I think I'd probably rather just Denethor is really good with Aragorn. First turn sword that was broken is good. That does seem really, really good. Okay, let's try it. I feel like I have not given Denethor the most fair shake, so let's try that as our lineup. Um there are a couple of things that we do want to make sure that get into this deck. We've got the banner, which just seems incredibly fun. So we attach this to Aragon. While he is committed to the quest, each other questing character you control gets +1 willpower. While he's attacking, each other attacking character gets +1 attack. Treebeard, also known as Fangorn. Yes. Been leading Lord of the Rings, actually. Fun to hear those. Yeah, that's awesome. Where are you in Lord of the Rings? We got Arundel because we're able to search our deck for it at the beginning, which we'll see if we actually do. Good morning, Greg. How's it going? Welcome. Let's grab a sword that was broken. Let's go Steward of Gondor. Sneak attack. Go 2 of each, probably. Let's grab the Clebrian Stone. Do we have a? I think we do have a blue attachment for Aragorn in, or a attachment for Aragorn in Spirit, but I think it's the ring. Am I remembering that correctly? I bet that's unexpected courage. It's always fun. You see like a break in the card, like, oh no. Just started Return of the King. Pippin is touring Minas Tirith. Sweet. That's awesome. Ring. Attached hero gets +1 hit point for each attachment. If the attached hero is Aragorn, he also gains a lore resource icon. I'm not 100% sure if we care about getting Aragorn the lore resource icon right now. We're not running a lore hero. We do have the spirit and leadership icon there. I'm thinking that we probably want to. Also, these are both artifacts as well, so this will work for his ability to not need to exhaust. Is there a attachment that gives him the tactics resource? Is there anything for him in tactics? I don't I don't remember anything, but I could be just misremembering. There's also a new mount from the box that gives or air. Oh, okay. Okay. Is that in tactics. That's probably why I don't know it, because it's new. Or is it? It's not in tactics. I do think we will want to. It's leadership. Sweet. Thank you. I do think that we will probably want to go with a pretty serious threat reduction strategy. We're going to get rid of the burden that says we cannot reduce threat, but a lot of the enemies in this deck, instead of dealing damage, deal threat. So that seems bad. I also Baragon is just always going to trigger because the phantom keyword says that whenever you would deal damage, instead cancel the damage and deal um and then raise your threat by the amount of damage that it took. Baragon never takes damage at that point, so we will be reducing the damage. So that's kind of cool. There we go. Attached hero is Aragorn. He gains the tactics icon. This is Roarin. After you optionally engage an enemy, we can exhaust to in the attached hero to declare that hero as an attacker and resolve its attack against the enemy. Nice. That's fun. Let's go 2 of those. And we're just going to Voltron Aragorn up to the king that he deserves to be. How about that? Sword that was broken turn 1 would be actually bananas. Like, incredible. It may be worth just running. It honestly may be worth running a 3rd copy of Sword just because of the already pretty heavy leadership cost that we have showing, and how many, like, getting Sword, getting leadership for Aragorn is going to accelerate our our game plan to getting leadership into more. So I think we're probably just going to grab a 3rd copy of Sword and not another copy of any of the other artifacts right off the bat, at least, but just I think getting the Sword is going to be pretty nice. Let's get that in there. We did grab sneak attack, so let's grab Gandalf. Gandalf. Okay. Baragon needs his toys. It's not just the Aragorn party, so let's go ahead, and most of his toys are actually going to be in tactics, and so Eowyn's going to help pay for those. But we also don't get the armor reduction, or like the cost reduction for armor and weapons on Baragon, which is sad, but it's fine. I'd rather do this. This seems pretty fun. And so the first one that we're going to look at is the shield. We've got the Gondorian shield. I'll grab Gladrians while we're here. What's the golden shield? Attached to a Rohan hero. After the attached hero is declared as a defender, we can exhaust to add the hero's willpower to its defense. That seems pretty good. There's the shield. Attached hero gets +1 or +2 if they have the Gondor trait to their defense. And so that's going to take Baragon up to a 6 defense. And typically, I like to pair that with the Spear of the Citadel, which is a 2 cost. After the attached character is declared as a defender, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. I think we'll probably continue to do that. Let me check the attack values of some of these guys. 2, 2. 4, 3. Yeah, I think a spear. We don't necessarily need higher attack or higher defense. I think the attack is going to be fairly okay. Do we like running Firefoot with Eowyn? I guess it works like once. So probably not. Because Firefoot gives the attached hero +1, and then after they attack alone, we can exhaust Firefoot. To choose a non-unique enemy engaged with you, excess damage is dealt to that enemy. And so with the +9, like you're attacking for 11, and so you're gonna clear something, but it feels a little just like one off because I don't think that Aowen's going to be doing too much attacking. Let's grab Sphere. Let's do it. Hirdagram can make Aowen a constantly good attacker. That is a blue card, right? Just remember that being a expensive blue card, I think. Attach to a Rohan hero. Reduce the cost to play this on Theoden by 1. After the attached hero is declared as an attacker, we can exhaust this to. Yeah, that's pretty good. Good call, Jared. Okay, so interesting. Hmm. I mean, if we're running that, we probably want to also run like an unexpected courage so that Aowen can quest and attack, or a way to ready Aowen. And with Snowmane, Aowen can quest and attack Snowmane, which is the. No, that's Shadowfax. Okay, I was like, I thought that was only Gandalf. Okay, Snowmane. I appreciate all of the help in seeing one cost spirit. Snowmane. Test Rohan if it's Theoden. Nope. After the attached hero quest successfully, ready the attached character. That seems, yeah, that I like that combo a lot. That seems really, really good. Okay, let's do it. That sounds fun. All right, so we've got too many H's. We have not even looked at allies yet. I love it. There we go. Then when Fola when Fola is Aowen, yeah, it's Aowen's Snowman. I keep saying this every single time I stream. I said that I need to subdivide my S alphabetical because there's just so many of them. Looking for a one cost attachment. So I did finally catch up on Drive to Survive, which is the F1 documentary, which is incredible. If you have not watched it yet, I would highly recommend it. I absolutely loved it. But we caught up to the current year, and so we're actually going to be watching the race this weekend, and we're really looking forward to it. We were watching practice last night just because it's like my wife and my new like hobby. It's been fun. But yeah, there's a lot of drama in F1. I love it. Also, from a quick glance, there's no attachment and hate in this scenario. Seems like a good Voltron quest. Oh yeah, thank you for checking that. That'd been so sad. Uh, just absolutely demolished the deck. No. Alrighty, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Puts us at 29. So we have 21 cards left to add. Uh, I think a good number of those could be allies, but I think the allies we're looking for are not necessarily chump blockers because we do have a Baragon and he's going to be taking care of most of our defensive stuff. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to want to be looking for cards like Northern Tracker, things that are going to help us quest because while we have a fairly strong quest, we do have two characters that are not great questers. So like we can get overrun fairly quickly with um our inability to scale questing. And so I'm thinking that we probably want to look at some of that. Let's see if we have any shadow effects. +1 loses the phantom keyword is kind of cool. That's a cool mechanic. The shadow effect, you +1 and loses phantom, so it's actually going to deal damage. And so if you bank on just like raising your threat, you could like oof raise your threat by 2, return the attacking enemy. Set aside overcome by fear to your overcome by fear is coming back. Oh, that's annoying. Love it. That's cool. 35 or higher, +1, +1. Raise your threat by 2, +1, +1. I don't see any horrible shadow effects, so I think we can forego hasty stroke here. Yeah, they're not horrible. The when revealed effects either raise each player's threat by 2. It's a lot of threat raising. And we do have Baragon, which will help reduce that threat after a while. We do have the Galadrium Greetings. We may want to grab a third copy of Galadrium. Um, if we go, should we go unexpected? No, I don't know if we need unexpected courage. Um, let's look at allies. Or do y'all see anything that is a glaringly obvious miss so far? In terms of like, hey, we have to grab this. We've got the Voltron stuff for Aragorn. We got Baragon stuff. We got Eowyn stuff. Denethor is doing Denethor. Does limit threat reduction on stage 2? Below their initial level. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good call. Good call. Um, I think we are going to go with Northern Trackers and Narvi's belt for fun. Nah, for the meme. So we got Northern Trackers. I just really love the Northern Tracker. Um, Especially with how flexible they can be. They can be a fairly decent defender as well. We don't have a ton of tactics stuff or things to pay for, so I think we can go a little bit heavier in the tactics allies or into tactics allies. Let's take a look at that. Um, I love Ents. Ents are so much fun. I don't think we're gonna run with Ents, but they're fun. Um, some Sylvan character. We do need a little bit of quest help, but attacking is also good. I mean, Rittermark Knight is pretty good even without the synergy, right? Because we can, after he's declared as an attacker, he gets +2 at the end of the attack. We can discard him, but we don't have to trigger that. It's just a 2 cost to attack, which is fairly nice with 2 hit points. What heroes? Hey, friendly. We got Aragorn, who is our fellowship required hero. We're running Spirit Baragon, Tactics Eowyn, and then Leadership Denethor. Elfheim is probably good with all the threat raised, but that might be too much spirit. Put my coffee back. Go find Elfheim. So I'm having there are too many cards in the there are too many cards in we could go like Outland stuff. When he is ready, he gains when your threat is raised as a result of questing unsuccessfully or by an encounter card. Quest effect reduce your threat by 1. That's pretty nice. Let's grab 1 of him. He'll be a nice to have. We are running pretty heavy into Spirit now. This is the one thing I do miss about building the decks before the stream rather than building on the stream. I like building them on the stream more, let me just say that. But I do miss the fact that like all the graphs that you would get on Rings DB, where it show you like where your cost distribution is across the different spheres and stuff. I love that. Let's grab Yazin. I think they're pretty good. That way we can just drop a yeah. Yazin's really good. How are you doing? Any special streams planned for the holiday? Probably not. I'm traveling for the holidays, and so I won't be able to stream too much. Um, should get Legolas. Ooh, I should just grab Legolas, shouldn't I? And Gimli. Just grab the Fellowship. So I'm traveling for the holiday, so I don't have any streams planned, but my family has gotten very into Spirit Island, which is great. Not just like my immediate family of me and my wife, but my extended family and my cousins, and we're all getting together. There's gonna be probably about 20 of us together, which is gonna be really fun. It's something that we used to do in high school, and it's been the first time in 15 years since we've done it, and so it'll be really exciting. Um, but that we're going to be playing, I think, a lot of Spirit Island. My two of my cousins have been getting into creating custom spirits for Spirit Island, and so we're doing some play testing with those as well. So I'm pretty excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Um, so no streams, but I'll tell you all how it goes. If you need attack, you should get Legolas. Yes, Legolas. After Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, draw a card. A good harvest? A good harvest? Yes. I really like a good harvest here. Spend X resources to cancel X damage. Just Delta. Okay. Probably don't need that. Legacy Blade is cool. There's so many cool cards in this game. Sounds great. I'm really into trying Spirit Island. How does your family feel about playing against a professional? Oh, I would not be surprised if they play more than me. uh, so I just turn on a camera when I play. That does not mean I am good at the game. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 40 cards there. Let's grab a good harvest while we have the G's. I did grab Gandalf, yeah. Spend a resource to get +1 for Gondorian Fire. I am so excited to see how this works. Like, these heroes are so cool. And like it's kind of fun to feel powerful, right? Do you have the Storm Comes side quest? I have it, not in the deck, but what is the Storm Comes again? I'll look at it. Let me find Good Harvest real quick. Go Galadriel. Galadriel. We're actually 1,000% running Galadriel. We have so many attachments. Um, wasn't paying attention when you're getting attachments for Baragon. You grab the spear. It doesn't work since it has to be attacked. That's a very good point. I'm gonna remove the spears. Thank you for that. Nice. Okay, so a good harvest. Let's grab 3 good harvests. Let's cut out these pesky spears. We don't need them in our lives. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. That would have been very sad. Yep. This game gets a lot harder when you read the cards. It's so annoying. It's absolutely a mistake. You got yeah, nice. Um, grabbing one more copy of Good Harvest, but that does open up a restricted slot on Baragon. So we'll have to let's find something fun for that. We have 7 slots left. We could go. Yeah, he's a warrior, so we could go like captain of the guard if we wanted to. That could give him a +1 defense. Hey, catastrophic, how's it going? Welcome. Um, trying to. I'm looking for things that up our defense because we don't necessarily need a lot of attack for him specifically. I'm confused about this game's product. Like, is there so much content that is out of print? How do I get the Eagles and Haradrim? I don't. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough hunt down for those products because so what they did is they created about 10 years worth of content for the game, and that is what I would consider or what I call like the legacy product. It comes in like if you're familiar with Arkham, that kind of cycle where it comes with a deluxe box and then like mini packs after that, where it comes with one quest and a couple of player cards. And I'm saying mini, MINI, like small packs, not. Well, I guess it is a lot of packs, but it comes with like 6 packs after the core set, and that constitutes a cycle of cards. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of them. Um, a select few of those were then chosen to repackage into what I'm calling the revised content, where they take the 6 packs and the deluxe box that constitutes a cycle and condense it into 2 different products. There's the player cards, so all the player cards that came in all 7 of those products are in one box now, and then all of the encounters, the 8 encounters, are in a second box. Um, they did not do that for every single one of the cycles. They did it for a select few. They picked a good number of them, and then a lot of the player cards that were not in those repackaged contents got put into the starter decks. And so like you have like the Doors of Durin and the Riders of Rohan, and those the cards that were not included in those, they're going to be hard to find because you have to go find the legacy products, and they are not cheap now. I hunted everything down before I actually finished my consolidation or my collection of the legacy products about a couple months before they announced the repackage, which was hilarious timing. But I was buying things from I think I bought something. I think it was from Australia, and so it's tough. Um, I think if you go to like Rings DB, you can find like if there are cards you were looking for, it will tell you what products they come in, and there are products that are less expensive than others. And so like the Eagles, I don't think they come in like the more expensive products because there are some that there are some cards that are just highly sought after that were not in any of them. And I don't think that the Eagles are in those packs. So, but they all kind of blend together now. Every time I come back from a board game break, you're looking fitter and fitter now. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Um, I think we just go Captain of the Guard, and if we, I don't need to grab that one. Mirkwood Cycle Eagles might be too terribly hard to find, but the Harajim Cycle is going to cost you a lot. Yeah. Um, and is that just I am kind of surprised that they did not reprint the oh it's a core set card. I'm kind of surprised they did not print the that first cycle again because they reprinted the core set. You think that they would continue that story into like a smaller box. The thing about Eagles is that they're spread out between oh that stinks. The deck building in this game still scares you. It's a lot. It's not insignificant. What I would say is get the starter decks. The starter decks come with pre-built decks that are very very good, and so play through those. Just the stock decks, like they are meant to be playable decks. They're not, and Marvel Champions is kind of playable, but not 100%, because they're going to give you like 3 copies of a card where you only really want one of them in your deck. And so the starter decks come with very very good decks. And so you can play those, you can understand how they work, and then start tweaking and modifying them. That's kind of what I did. I went on to Rings DB and I looked at decks that people had made, And I took those, I built them, I played with them, and then I started tweaking, and that's what helped me with deck building a lot. It's a little annoying. Yeah, it 100% is a little annoying. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of echoes from us saying that it is annoying. Um, but it's because I'm on team reprint everything. Who cares about profit margins? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I wish that they would come out with like a product that is the player cards or something. I don't know. I think do we need card draw? We could go ancient mathums. Is sword that was broken a weapon for like faux hammer? It is not. Okay, dang it. If you, that okay, that to me that looks like a weapon. I don't know. I don't know, but it kind of looks like it could be used as a weapon at least. Um, let's grab a couple ancient mathams. Grab an Arwen, two ancient mathams. What does that put us at? It's a shame. Hopefully they'll re-release some things. I think Lord of the Rings Saga is the most important. They did all the sagas except for the Hobbit. They did not do the Hobbit saga, which is really sad. Um, but as of now, they are done. They have said that they are done. I can guarantee a weapon with the turn one boon. That is true. Hmm, that's interesting. So faux hammer probably makes a lot of sense. We could throw that onto Aowen actually instead. Nah, that's not worth it. 2, 4, 6, 7. Um, we could just go faux hammer as well, right? We could go both of them. Are we spending our all of our initial money? I guess we have Denethor, so we're gonna have a little bit more money to play that weapon. Let's go faux hammer. I think we're running pretty low on allies, but we have some big allies, I should say, rather than a lot of smaller allies. So it's a little bit different of a distribution of card type than I'm used to. But we have some really cool Voltron heroes, and so let's see how it rolls. Alrighty. Each player may change heroes without incurring the +1 threat penalty. The first player may raise each player's threat by 1 to search his or his deck for this card and add it to your hand. Remove each burden from the game. So our starting threat is going to be 8, 17, 27. And we're going to go to 28. The quest lets you raise your threat by 3 to give each hero extra resource turn 1, so you have a quicker start. Ooh, that's probably worth doing. So is setup on the flowchart of actions? Does setup happen before or after Mulligan? I assume it has to be after, right? That would be weird. You're basically canceling out your Mulligan. So yeah, it has to be after. The Forbidden Door. I must take I'm I must take new counsel for myself and my kindred. We must ride our own road and is no longer in secret. For me, the time of stealth is past, and I will ride east by the swiftest way, and I will take the paths of the dead. After, yeah, it makes a lot of sense if it's after, because yeah, You can be like, you can add it to your hand, and then you mulligan it away. It's like, oh, bummer. Set the stone and the Army of the Dead outside out of play. Each player attaches Overcome by Fear to our threat tile. Remove each unatopy of Overcome by Fear from the game. Overcome by Fear. Your threat cannot be reduced. At the end of the round, raise your threat by 1. Then you may spend 1 Fellowship resource to detach Overcome by Fear and set it aside out of play. So this will go into my deck here. Actually, I don't. Do these get shuffled in? I did not do my homework, and I apologize. Do these get shuffled? Do the boons get shuffled in before you set up your deck? Just gonna throw it in there. On 1B, when revealed, each player may add 1 resource to the resource pool of each hero he controls. Each player who does so must raise this threat by 3. At the end of the planning phase, discard all cards in each player's hand to advance to stage 2A. And advance to stage 2A. So that happens after our mulligan stuff. How does the Fellowship Sphere work? I've only gone through the first few cycle 1 scenarios and never seen them before. So the Fellowship Sphere is something that's added in the Saga expansion. Yep, 0 cost threat, yeah. So you only get to use it if you're playing through the Saga, the Lord of the Rings Saga. In the Hobbit Saga, it's called something different, I think. I don't think it's called the Fellowship. It's called the Pagan Sphere, I think, maybe. I don't know. But basically, it's another sphere type. And so instead of so Baragon has spirits, Aragorn has the Fellowship, so it's like a gold sphere. And there are gold cards in the deck that are in the game that you can play with. And they are effectively the same as a normal hero. They just have 0 threats, and if they die, you lose the game. Boons you earned in prior scenarios are shuffled in. Boons from the current quest are added after the campaign cards. Okay, cool. I did not do a good job of keeping up with my boons. That's something that I will do later. But yeah, so it's just a way, the Fellowship Sphere is just a way to add a little bit of flavor, add a little bit of OP powerness to the game. It's a good time. All right, we're gonna lower our threat by 3. 1, 2, 3. Using AON. Yeah, AON seems really good. We got 6 cards. Oh, so kind of like a hopes. Yes. Yeah, perfect. Yes, Aiden. Yeah, it's very much like a Hope Summers, except, yeah, more involved because you have the extra deck building stuff, and also there's different versions of the Fellowship heroes. And so there's another Aragorn Fellowship that I could use. This one came in the Return of the King box. There's one from the Two Towers box, which I can use, and you can swap them out. So you are required to use an Aragorn Fellowship, but which version is kind of up to you as well. We got Steward of Gondor. We got Banner. We got Andrew, Gandalf, Sneak Attack, and Northern Track. Honestly, I'm keeping this, and I'm not raising my threat. I'm just going to keep that. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Heck yeah. Okay, so what I think we can do here, we're going to lose the Northern Tracker, but okay. The way that this works is at the end of the planning phase, discard all cards in each player's hand and advance to 2A. I think what we can do. Oh, so we have to play these. Interesting. Okay. So if we go Steward of Gondor here, that's 2. That gives us 1. If we go Banner here, we will have enough money if we don't take the extra money. We will have. We probably want to take the extra money because then we can play this as well. Probably want to go that on Aowen, honestly. Now we'll go over here. That's restricted. That's not restricted. That's not restricted. So we go there. I think the way the timing works. Can I sneak attack Gandalf in? discard the cards and then pop them back to my hand. Oh, you have to use this Aragorn for the box quest? Oh, okay. You can use any Frodo in any quest. That's a ring bear. I'm going to have progression from Ranger to King. That's fair. Yeah. You cannot. I can't do the sneak attack Gandalf thing. That's too bad. Well, might as well play sneak attack Gandalf and reduce threat then, right? And then we'll lose we're losing Gandalf regardless. I guess we're still drawing a card, so we will go ahead and raise our threat by 3. 1, 2, 3, and add a additional resource. So that's going to be 2, 2, 2, 2. Setup Denethor gets 2. The end of the planning phase, discard all cards in the hand and advance to 2A. We'll still get the threat reduction from Gandalf during the planning phase. And so that's going to start us at a fairly low threat. Yeah, because there's no enemy, and I don't want to draw cards because I'm just going to discard the cards after that. It's kind of an interesting setup. Oh, threat cannot be reduced. Just kidding. Overcome by fear is there. So do I want to keep this? That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I actually want to keep this then. Because we're losing a sneak attack Gandalf. We're just not. Oh, I guess we're just not using. It's fine. I think everything else that we have is so good. So we might as well just keep it. Okay. It is nice to start with a pretty decent amount. I feel like having sneak attack Gandalf in pocket is nice, but I have to discard all the cards at the end of the first planning phase. So I'm losing it, which is sad. And I can sneak attack Gandalf in, but I can't reduce my threat because of overcome by fear. I cannot I don't want to draw cards because then I just have to discard them and there's no enemies in play. And so the sneak attack is not going to do too much. We're also losing a Northern Tracker, which is a little sad. I may actually mulligan this. Because, I mean, like, no, we're not. We're not. We're just gonna go for it. We got Banner. We got Banner. We're just gonna we're just gonna see what happens. We do actually get a card draw here. So it's a Galadriel. Well, there you go. Nice. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if I want to play Galadriel. If I play Galadriel, I lose the ability to play Steward of Gondor. But I could hit a Steward of Gondor. Um, I don't think that's worth it. I could throw Sword of Gondor on Denethor, but I think that's just a very short-sighted approach. Um, I can move. I can move resources from Denethor's resource pool to another Gondor hero's resource pool. Okay, let's just go 2 for a Steward of Gondor over here to Aragorn. It's going to give him 2 resources. Let's go go 3 for banner. While he's committed to the quest, each other questing character gets +1 willpower. We're gonna keep the resources over here in Denethor because these resources are the ones that are gonna give Aragorn more spheres. So we're gonna keep those. So when we play here, we're gonna go 2, 3. We're gonna keep 1 in Aragorn's pool so I can get rid of Overcome by Fear. So we're gonna play that there, and then we're out. We're out of stuff. So that's actually a fairly tough discard, but here we are. So at the end of the planning phase, we're going to discard and move on to 2A. Each player searches the encounter deck for a different location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Gives +1 threat for each player with a threat of 35 or higher. Raise each player threat by 1 to travel to the haunted path. I feel like, yeah, let's just grab a haunted path. Unless there is a win revealed. Let's see if there's a win revealed location in here because we're adding it so we don't have to. After a win revealed effect is canceled, raise each player's threat by 1. Travel, spend a resource to travel there. Don't want that quite right yet. Okay, yeah, let's just grab haunted path. Cool. At the end of the round, raise your threat by 1. Then you may spend 1 resource to detach Overcome by Fear. Set it aside out of play. Sweet. Okay. Our threat cannot be reduced below the initial threat. Our target value here is our current threat. So we have to put 27 progress on the paths of the which if you're keeping track at home, that's a lot of progress. Starting with 0. Our threat cannot be reduced below our starting threat, which is 27, which is where we're currently at. At the beginning of the planning phase, we have to either raise our threat by 1 or we cannot play cards. I'm gonna do this because there's a lot of stuff going on that I will forget. Okay. Aragorn does not exhaust to commit to the quest. Each other questing character gets +1. So we're gonna go. Aragorn is gonna quest for 3. 1, 2, 3. Eowyn is gonna quest for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Denethor will go ahead and quest for 2. We'll go 2 there. Mainly, like Baragon's gonna be our defender, right? And so I doubt we're gonna flip 2 enemies. I'm gonna flip into win reveal. Each player must choose to either attach a set aside Overcome by Fear to our threat dial or discard an ally you control. I cannot choose any of these options, so this is just gonna get discarded. I legally cannot choose any of the options, right? Unless you. Nope, yeah, because I don't have any allies and Overcome by Fear is right there. So that's nice. We quested for 10, replacing 9. We will go ahead and travel here and raise our threat by 1. Go up to 28. At the end of the round, raise our threat by 1. So we're going to raise our threat for the end of the round. We're going to raise our threat by Overcome by Fear. We're going to spend this to discard Overcome by Fear. Or I guess set it aside. So there it is. Looks like it's a good thing you chose a Voltron deck instead of an Ally Swarm. Heck yeah. We're going to stand up. We already increased our threat. We're going to draw into a Galadriel's Greeting. Pass out some money. I will choose that I cannot play cards this phase. And we'll go into questing. We're going to go 3. We're just going to go 10 again. Doomed 1. Boom. Each player with a threat of 35 or higher deals 1 damage to each exhausted character he controls. Alrighty. So we're going to put 4 and 6 here. So this goes up to 15. And that is cleared. End of the round, we'll raise our threat by 1. We'll draw into a Steward of Gondor. We'll pass out some money. I will choose that I cannot play cards this round. Because if I reduce by 6 right now, I'm only actually doing 5. So I might as well play. Well, I guess if I choose that I can play cards, then I could play Galadriel's Gradient, but I don't see any reason to. If I was over 35, I would probably look to do that, but. Alrighty, 3, 5, 10. We're just doing it again. Man of the Dead Man of the Dunadaro. 30-2-2-1-3. After he engages you, either set aside a copy of Overcome by Fear to your threat tile or raise your threat by 2. And so that's 2. So we're going to place 8 here. We're going to go up to 23. And our current value is 32. This guy will engage. We will set a copy of Overcome by Fear. Quest card only blocks playing cards for the phase, so you can still play events later in the round. That's good to know. Thank you. That's really important. Thank you. We're gonna do Overcome by Fear because I have enough resources. We will defend with Baragon against his attack of 2, but I cannot reduce my threat because of this over. Yeah, that's fine. Attacking enemy gets +1. So we take no damage. We would reduce our threat, but because we have Burden by Fear, we cannot. And then we're going to attack back for 4. Take him out. We're going to increase our threat by 2. We're going to spend 1 to get rid of Overcome by Fear. And at the top of the round, we'll stand up, draw into Sword that was broken. There we go. Alrighty. We are going to raise our threat so that we can play cards. We're going to spend 2, 3 to give Sword that was broken to Aragorn. The attached hero gains the leadership resource icon. So now these resources can be used as leadership. And then, if the attached hero is Aragorn, each character you control gets +1 willpower. Well, let's cook. I had never passed out any money. I just got too excited about getting Sword that was broken. Okay. We'll go ahead and spend 3 to play Galadriel's Greeting to reduce our threat by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now our current target is 29, so we will probably push this round. Which is actually a question: do we want to do that? Army of the Dead. I think I may hang out a little bit and build. So let's quest with Aragorn for 4, showing 0. Flip into a 4. This is the Shadow Host. 4-4-2-6. When Shadow Host engages you, either set aside and Overcome by Fear, or it makes an immediate attack. Okay. It is Phantom. We do not raise our threats because we quested not successfully, not unsuccessfully though. 2 attacks of 4 is not great, but the shadow effect could be pretty brutal. We're gonna take it. We're gonna attach Overcome by Fear. We're going to defend with Baragon. So it's gonna be 4. Gets +1 and loses the Phantom keyword. So we do take 1 damage on Baragon. And then we're going to attack for 1, 2, plus 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 8 total, which will take out the Shadow Host. Raise our threat by 2. Spend 1 to get rid of Overcome by Fear. We'll stand up. We'll draw into a sneak attack. I'm not going to play cards this round. I am not. Am I playing this correctly? Am I missing something? It feels like I'm missing something. I don't think I am, but it just is like, okay, like let's just draw one card. It's top decking. Maybe I should have added more card draw, like a Bearview or something, so I could exhaust to draw a couple more cards. Quest with Aragorn for 4. Doomed 1. We'll add 4. Goes up to 27. End of the round, we'll raise our threat. Pass out money. Galadriel's Greeting. Rinse, wash, and repeat. I will not play cards this phase. I'll quest with Aragorn. If I play, actually now if I play Galadriel's Greeting, we automatically move on, which is kind of funny. We'll quest for a 4. Flip into a 2. While Deadly Road is in the staging area, when a when revealed effect is canceled, bad things happen. So we'll add 2. Go up to 29. We'll go ahead and travel here by spending 1 of these. End of the round, we'll raise our threat to 34. We'll draw into another sneak attack. Pass out some money. I will not play cards. I'll quest for 4. We're at 34. 7. Peril Surge. Either attach a set aside of Overcome by Fear to your threat tile, or progress cannot be placed on the current quest until the end of the round. I will choose that. Progress cannot be placed on the current quest. Surges into the same thing. Progress cannot be placed. And then we've got a Phantom Deadman of... After he engages you, either raise our threat by 2 or set a copy of Overcome by Fear. Okay. We quested for 7. You just don't have card draw. My guess is designers wanted to feel like you're cut off from the wider world, similar to Gimli's Panic in the books, but it's weird in terms of gameplay. Okay. I just like, I want to make sure I wasn't missing something. If it feels like draw, nope, okay. Next round, draw, nope, okay. And I guess it does make, it would be different in multiplayer. So this clears. Cannot place progress. We will engage here. Overcome by Fear. We'll block with Baragon. Attacking for 2. Gets +1. We take no damage. We would reduce our threat, but we cannot. And then we'll swing back and kill him. Okay. We'll raise our threat by 2. We'll spend 1 to get rid of Overcome by Fear. We're at 36. That's exciting. Stand up. Draw into Legolas. Nice. I don't feel the need to play Legolas at this point. So we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 resources. First two encounter cards whiff, so it feels like an encounter deck isn't. That's true. Since I do know that there are encounter cards in there that will make me get rid of Lego. No, you know what? Actually, no. We're gonna play Legolas. Play Legolas for 4 because when he attacks and destroys an enemy, I get to draw a card, which is gonna help with that card draw. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I am increasing my threat so that I can play cards. I'm at 37. I don't have any need to play Galadriel's Greeting right now. If we flip into like if the 35 or higher, no, we would have to choose now. Let's just go ahead and spend 3 to play Galadriel's Greeting, reducing our threat by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now our target value is 31. I'm gonna quest with Denethor for 3. And here we are. Either attach a set aside overcome by fear to your threat tile, or each character you control gets -1, -1, -1. We're choosing that one because now we're only questing for 2. Oh shoot, no. Never mind. Okay, we push. That's fine. Okay, that's kind of funny. Oh wait, no. No, Aragorn's not questing, so he does not get the +1. So we only add 1. Nice. Alrighty. So we're at 30. That's funny. Okay. End of the round, we will raise our threat. We will draw into a Northern Tracker. We'll pass out some money. Hilariously enough, we do not have the money for Northern Tracker now with Baragon. At 32. We'll go 2. It's the Haunted Path. It gets +1 threat for each player with a threat of 35 or higher. Raise each player's threat by 1 to travel here. Denethor can always give Baragon resource. Oh, that is true. Expert over here. Nice. Good call. So we will place 1. We'll go ahead and travel. Raise our. Nope, that's not the threat. Raise our threat. We'll pass the resource over from Denethor. We will increase our threat and stand up, drawing into a Gandalf. Now we got the sneak attacks. Now we're ready to go. So this goes up to 21. Here. 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 Alrighty. We will play cards, so we'll increase our threat to 35. Let's go ahead and drop 4 resources here for Northern Tracker. I am going to go ahead and just move a second money over here. Aragorn is going to quest for 4. Eowyn will quest for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 10. We're flipping into each player must choose to either set aside if overcome by fear or discard an ally. We'll go overcome by fear. 4, and we place 6 here, which will push us. When revealed, add the stones of Eric and the Army of the Dead, enemy side face up, to the staging area. We have to remove 5 progress from stage 3 to travel here. After it becomes the active location, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an Oathbreaker enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffling encounter card deck. It's a 5/5. And then Phantom, immune to player card effects. 50. It's a 2/6/2/8. X is twice the number of players in the game. When it attacks, you must either attach a set aside overcome or discard an ally you control. We can raise our threat by 3. I'm fine. I don't need to do that. While the Stone of Eric is the active location, each Oath Breaker enemy loses the Phantom keyword and gets minus 20 engagement cost. And then when we clear there, we win. Okay. We will not engage Army of the Dead because we would have to discard one of our allies to do so. So we will increase our threat. Stand up. That was all I needed to do, right? All right. We're gonna raise our threat another time. Spend a resource to discard Overcome by Fear. Draw into a. Hey, there's the shield. Let's go. That actually is perfect timing. We're probably gonna sneak attack Gandalf in here for some card draw. Might as well, right? I may do that during the planning phase. Yeah, let's just. We're gonna spend 1, sneak attack Gandalf during the planning phase to draw 1, 2, 3 cards. Perfect. We're gonna spend 4, take us down to 19 to play Gimli. We've got 2 to play Arwen. We're gonna spend 1 to play the Shield. And we'll pop Gandalf back to our hand. I think what we will do, we can engage the Army of the Dead now. What a turn! Yeah, right? Let's pass some money over here. That felt like a huge ramp right there. We just needed that little bit of card draw. I think we will probably engage the Army of the Dead. Yeah. We'll block with Baragon, who now has a 6, but Arwen's going to quest, so 7 defense. And it's Phantom. So we're just going to raise our threat if we do take any damage. And we will take it out. Yeah. Because we have a lot of damage. Honestly, we can Aowen if we wanted to. We do raise our threat by 3 to Aowen, so I don't actually know if that is the right call. But let us. We can also sneak attack Gandalf in to block the attack. Let's count it up and see what happens. So we're going to quest with Aragorn. Aragorn is questing for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arwen is going to quest for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to give Baragon to +1 defense. Gimli is going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4. We are currently showing 7. It would be nice to just blitz through this and get rid of this. Let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 10, 14, 18. Okay. So we're requesting for 18. Flip into while it's in the staging area, each enemy in the staging area cannot take damage. The first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an Oathbreaker enemy and puts it into play. Engage with them. Shuffle their deck. So this is going to show us 10. So we place 8. Then we will remove 5 to travel here. Okay. When it becomes the active location, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an Oathbreaker enemy and adds it to the staging area. We'll go here. We'll engage both of these. After it engages you, either set it overcome by fear. We're going to increase our threat by 2 to take us up to 39 because this is when it attacks. I'm going to set, or I have to discard an ally, and I do not want to do that. Already? We're going to get attacked. We are going to defend with Denethor against Army of the Dead for 7 to its 6, no shadow effect. And when it attacks, we are going to set an overcome by fear here. So we do not get to lower our threat. Denethor over here. Oh. And adds it to the staging here. I was wondering if Gimli got to ready. He does not. Yep. So we will defend here against 2. If your threat is 35 or higher, cannot ready until the end of the round. Honestly, that's fine. Denethor wasn't doing anything anyways, so we're good. I think we will go ahead and spend 1 to sneak attack Gandalf to draw 3 cards. We got a good harvest. Okay. Gandalf will take out here. And then we've got 3, 4, 8, 11 to take out here. That's victory. Triggering Legolas's to draw into Yazin. End of the round, we will increase by 1, 2. And then spend a resource to get rid of Overcome by Fear. And stand up. But not you, Denethor. Gandalf pops back. Draw into another good harvest. Man, it is a good harvest out there, my friends. Go up to 21 on Aragorn. We're just gonna Voltron for fun. We're gonna go here. We are gonna go 5 for a Yazin. We are going to. Oh, I could have faux hammered. We're gonna faux hammer and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. There's the Celebrian Stone. We'll spend 2 to play the Celebrian Stone. That's restricted. That's restricted. So we're full up on our restricted. 1, 2. So now Aragorn has +2 and the Spirit trait. Game's ready for Thanksgiving with how good this harvest is. I love that. Yes. Yes. We'll spend 3 to play Hiraglam onto Eowyn. And then we'll spend 5 to play Gandalf. Straight up, we're just having fun right now. We're going to draw 3 cards. We got another Hiraglam, another one of those, another Legolas. 3 unique cards that I already have. Would you look at that? Alrighty, let's quest. We got 6. 9. Yeah, this combo of banner and sword that was broken is stupid. Like it is incredibly good. There's 9. Gimli is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't exhaust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're requesting for 32. I'm going to flip into, while it's in the staging area, progress cannot be placed on locations in the staging area. -7, we place the 5, which is enough to win the game. GG's. That was insane. Like Eowyn is really good. I think Denethor, I think Jared, you were the one who suggested Denethor. I think Denethor was a great call to help get our ramp going, especially with discarding that initial hand. If I was to build it again, I'd figure out a little bit more card draw. Mainly because we just sat there for a little bit and just hoped that we drew good cards, and we ended up doing just that. But in order to increase that consistency, I think I'd probably swap out. As much as I liked Denethor, I'd probably swap Denethor out for Barravir. which is the lore hero from the core set where you can exhaust to draw 2 cards, to just like we had the ramp in resources with Denethor, but adding that ramp in card draw after discarding, I think would have been slightly better for this specific scenario. I think going forward, I'm happy with this hero lineup. We're playing campaign, so we're keeping this hero lineup. But I'm really happy with how the deck performed. Um, yeah, that was great. That seems to be going well. Yeah, I did. It went it went well. Um, nice, cool. Well, next week I think I'm going to be streaming twice. I will post on the YouTube community page what that is, but I hope to do champions and also the next scenario in this box. Um, th- this was so much fun. These heroes were so much fun. I love the saga stuff. But depending on travel schedules and everything, I may only be able to stream once. We just haven't figured that out quite yet. But thank you all so very much for hanging out. Happy Friday, also. Hope everyone is just having and will have a fantastic weekend. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. And we will see you next week. Peace.